as you guys have seen in the earlier part, that I discussed something about the inner join. That when you don't mention the type of join which you want to consider or which you want to combine the data into, it will by default do an inner join for us. But what is this inner join? Why do we use an inner join? And how the inner join is actually useful for us at many instances. Let's try to understand the definition of inner join over here. So when I talked upon the concept or the question which I needed to solve over here, the answer was possibly available with the help of inner join. Why it was available with the help of inner join? That is, I want only those customer names who have placed the order. Do I need all customers' name over here? The answer is no. I don't need all customers' name. If you see the output which was given earlier, it was only showing those names which are matching into the orders table, such as Ria. I guess the answer is, just a second, 102. We did some mistake in the earlier part, that it was not Raj, it was Ria. Yeah, there is some mistake from my end. So here 102 was the matching element and it is showing Ria for us, and it is showing Ria for us. So if you see, there is a matching element 102, 102 is found. So Ria is found. Ria is a customer who has placed an order. Eric is a customer who has placed an order, and Pranav is a customer who has placed an order. So only those details are being given to us in the outcome. But do you think so Raj has placed any order? No. So how will I require Raj data into the outcome? No, the question was expecting only me to show those customers which has placed an order. So the idea behind this type of join is, I want to combine the tables, that is for sure. But with respect to combination, what I want, when I combine the tables with respect to each other, the matching records from the common field should be combined. So on that basis, the combination needs to be there. So that's what an inner join over here. So let us try to understand theoretically that what is an inner join, what is the concept behind inner join, and how to write an inner join into the query. So as I discussed, that we are going to discuss and talk upon something called as inner join. So what is an inner join? Inner join is a join which combines the data based on a condition. So it combines data based on the satisfied condition. So it is not going to combine any random data over here. It is going to combine the data which is satisfying the condition. Now what is an ideal condition which I require over here? That it combines the data based on the matching records between the common columns. So it combines the data based on, so it is going to combine the data based on the matching records. So the records over here, the values over here are going to match. So based on the matching records, just a second, matching records between the common fields or columns between the table, common fields or columns. So it is not going to combine all the data or any random data. If I take table 1 and if I take table 2 and there is some match found between both the tables, if the matching value is found in table 1 as well as table 2, inner join is going to combine the data for us. The query or the syntax for the inner join is still the same. There is no such difference over here. So when I try to write the syntax over here, it is going to take for me, that is select the column list which I want over here from the table 1, that is going to be as intact as possible. So table 1, what type of join in this dash or in this space. I'll mention now what type of join over here. That is nothing but inner join. So I'll mention inner join, and that is going to happen in table 2. So inner join table 2, and definitely a joining condition that will give us a satisfactory condition which I require. That is table 1 dot column name is equals to table 2 dot column name. So this is how the syntax for the inner join is going to work, and it is only going to take the matching records from the common column which I have selected from table 1 and from table 2. That is my satisfactory condition over here. If I show you with an example, imagine that I have a table named as students, and I have a table named as courses. I want to know which students are doing what course. Obviously, n number of students are there, so I have ID and I have name over here. I have ID and I have course over here. So as you know, not all students are going to do all courses. So there will be certain courses. So let's say I have student ID S1, S2, S3, and S4. So there are 4 student name as, let's say, Raj, Rahul, Sam, and Rashi. So I have this 4 students, and only 2 of them are doing course. So I have S2 and S3 doing the course. Let's say the course is SQL, and the course which that student is doing is Python. So my question is, I want to know the student names and the course in which they have enrolled. I want to only know those students who have enrolled for the course. That's my question. So if I try to combine the two tables based on the query which is being asked, the common field of combination over here with respect to the data is going to be ID. Now, here if you can see ID and ID is there. It can also be a student ID. It's not necessary that always the common column is going to have a same name. The main requirement condition over here is the common column or the joining column should have the data type to be same, not the name. Name is not a mandatory condition to be similar over here. So if you can see, I have ID over here and I have student ID in the course table. So the student who has enrolled for the course, I will be able to find when I match ID and student ID over here. So how am I going to write a query for the same is, I'll write select star. So star will give me all column names from. Now my first table over here is students table. The second table over here which I am going to do, and I am writing a condition over here known as inner join. So what is the next table which I want to do over here is course. And what is the joining condition? On students. Now definitely, as you know, that from students table, what is a common column which I am trying to combine is ID, and from courses table, what is a common column which I am using to combine is student ID. So courses dot student ID. So this is a common field which I'm using to combine. So when this happens, a parser will go into the common columns which I have selected into the joining condition, and it will try to match. So S1 is not finding any match into the course table. So that will not be shown into the outcome. S2 definitely finds a match over here, and the result will consist of, so when I say the output over here, the output will consist of ID, that is S2, and what is a course which S2 is doing over here. So S2, the name of the student is Rahul, and he is doing a course named as SQL. Correct? Now it went to S3. Is S3 doing a course? So the match is found over here. So S3 would be found over here. So S3 name is Sam. Is Sam doing a course? Yes, Sam is doing a course of Python. And S4, no, S4 details are not found. So the matching entries are being fetched over here. This is how inner join works. As I said, it is going to combine data based on a satisfactory condition. It is going to combine the matching records from the common columns over here. So this is what we have understood theoretically, but let's try to also see a practical example for the same. So if you see my code file on the question which we have solved earlier, so if I want to talk and discuss about inner join combines data on the basis of condition which is satisfied. It tries to combine data on the basis of matching records within the tables, and it is also known as default join. Now, what is the meaning of default join? Earlier in the earlier session, when I discussed that when I just write joins, it is going to consider and combine the data based on an inner join. That is the matching records between the joining column. So, if I just take the same query over here, which I did solved, that was I want to know, find details of those customers who have placed order, return course ID, customer name, customer ID, and quantity and price of each. So if I see the same over here, if I solve the question with the help of inner join, what am I going to do is select, if I do star from, what's the table name over here, what is the first table which I want to consider is customers, and I can also give alias, which means I can name this table in a short form so that when I use this table names I don't need to write them fully. So I can write as T1. So here you can see I have named customers table temporarily as T1 for the purpose of query, and instead of just mentioning join, I'll mention the type of join over here, that is inner join, and what I'm writing orders as T2. So I have T1 and T2, so I'll write on. What should I write? Customers dot ID, orders dot ID. So instead of writing customers, I can write T1 dot, what do I write? ID. So T1 is acting as a customers table. So there is a temporary name given over here. T2 dot, it also has ID. So when I combine the data based on the same, you can see I got the result. But I wanted the names of the columns. So I want T1. From the T1 table, I want the C name, and I can name it as customer name. So I can use alias over here into joins as well. I want ID. You remember when I just mentioned ID, it was showing ambiguity error. Why? Because it's available in both the tables. So ID, when I just simply write from what table I need to select it, it will show an issue. So when I write T1 from customers, take the ID, it will consider the ID over here. Then when I write T2, from T2, what do I want? I want quantities. So I'll write quantity. And from T2 again, what do I require? I require the price each. So I've mentioned from each table, what do I require into the outcome. So here, if you can see, only those names of the customers are available again for us, which are matching between both the tables. So this is how inner join works. So I hope we are able to understand what does an inner join do. If I want to see again an example for the same, and if I want to know which products are ordered by the customers, so I have a question, that is, which products are ordered by the customers. So I want to know the product names which are ordered by the customers. As I have said that I have products table. So let's say I write select star from products. Now if I just do this is not solving my question. This is not giving me the answer for the question which I am expecting. Why? Because it is showing me all the products available into the platform. But do I require that? No. I require only those products which are ordered by the customer. So if I see orders table, select star from orders, Do you think so orders will have something which I can relate over here? Yes, you can see PID, which has product ID, which is there. So I can get the names of the products or the details of the products which are ordered by the customer. So how will I write it? I'll do select star from, if you want to write it in a beautified way, so from where I can write any table as table 1 and table 2. So I'm writing table 1 as products as P, any name I can give. I do inner join. Inner join what? Orders, because from orders I'll get the match as O. And then on. What do you think? So from products table, what comes? I have PID equals to, from orders table, what do I have? We have again the PID, if you can see. And when I execute the same, you'll get the answer related to the question, that which are the products which were ordered by the customer. So if I just want the products details, so I'll write P dot star. So in the select, when I've written P dot star, so it is not taking all the columns from both the tables. It is taking only the columns from the products table. So these are the products which are ordered by the customers over here. So this is the answer for my question with the help of inner join. So I hope we are understood about what is an inner join and how an inner join works.